Okay, so we are by request again. We're going to have a topic that we're going to get to in a second, but first, housekeeping. So if you like these videos, please click like below. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Feel free to share and comment. We respond to comments right away. Oh, I'm the wrong way. So our next meeting is today. Well, we changed the time. We're having a quick pick meeting this Thursday, March 19th, and next Thursday at a different location, March 26th. And we changed the time. It was going to be later. It's going to be 5:30 to 6 p.m. It's going to be very quick. We're going to try and keep less than 15 people in there because of the guidelines. I'm going to have hand sanitizer and spray everyone. It's going to be very quick. If too many people, I'm going to kick them outside, or we'll go outside to do it. And we're going to keep distant, and we're going to be careful. And it's at 57 Ballard Avenue in Valley Stream. Interesting deal. So, that's number one. Number two, I think I did that. Coronavirus update. The world is upside down. Nobody's leaving their house. People are terrified. I'm not afraid. I think we should be careful. We should stay away from each other for a couple of weeks for sure. Someone in my son's 11th grade just found out someone in his class tested positive. That's great. So he's got to self-quarantine, and everybody's going to stay away from each other. I may wear a mask for this thing. I don't know. I'm not shaking anybody's hand. But I think this could be an amazing opportunity. I think some people are going to take advantage of this, and it's going to be great. Eventually. I mean, it's not great that people are sick and people are dying. That's always bad. But I think now even the numbers are showing that over 95% of the people that get this have a super mild case, don't even know that they have it until they tested positive for it, and will write it out easy. Obviously, if you're old, Italy had like an 8% death rate. The average age was 80, and 99% of those people had another medical issue. Whether it was high blood pressure or some kind of respiratory problems. So I think we're going to see mortality rates that are very low. I think it's going to be less than 1% eventually because a lot of people have it and we're not testing everyone for it. But of course, it's not a good thing when people get sick and people die. That's a terrible thing. It's not a good thing when the economy is going to be on hold for a while. That's a bad thing. But I think as a real estate investor, this is going to cause a lot of uncertainty, scare the crap out of a lot of people, and make them want to sell their houses. So that's good. Now, the request today was I spoke about how for years I've been seeing that the upper end of the market has been coming down and the lower end of the market's going up. And somebody said, how do you know that? Show us how to do that. So the way we figured it out, we almost bought something like 5 years ago in Old Westbury. Old Westbury is a very high-end area, multi-million-dollar mansions, big lots, beautiful area. And we were about to buy it like $1 million. I figured it was worth like $1.5 million. It didn't need that much work, whatever. When I started calling the realtors, every one of them was crying. Oh, it's terrible. Everything's sitting on the market for a long period of time. So we're going to look at Old Westbury. We're going to look at another area, and I'm going to give you something to do that's really going to help you if you have multiple listing service access. So let me go into, as I put up all the recent sales in Old Westbury. Let me minimize my thing. And I looked at what's going on. So these are everything that's sold recently in Old Westbury. So let's look at the first one. 1.3 million. Okay, a couple things. First of all, days on market, 217. That's not a crazy amount of time for $1 million property, but it's pretty long. But look what they listed it at. They listed at 1.9, then 1.6, then 1.4, and sold it at 1.3. That is, I'm no expert, but that is a $700,000 drop from where they originally listed it. That's a lot. Okay, that's 35% drop. Let's go to the next one. This one's really expensive. I think $3.5 million. Nice. Originally listed at 4.7, dropped it to 4, dropped it to 3.5. So you're looking at, and it took 2 years took, and they sold it for a huge discount over what their original list price is. Yeah, and when was it? No, that just sold in February. $3.7 million. Wow. Original listed at 4.2. 85 days on the market. This must have been a really good house. Okay. I don't even want to look at it. I'm sure it's beautiful. 3.9. Originally listed at 5.2. I mean, it's hard to show you this, but everything in these high-end areas has just been dropped. I mean, 20-30% are down. You can look in the Hamptons, it's the same story. It's very rare to find something that's not on the market for at least 6-7 months. This was 5.2 million and sold for 4 million. That's like 25% drop. 2.5 million sold for 1.5 million. That's like a 35-40% drop. It was on the market for 3 years. So let's look at another area. that is doing well. Now, again, there's no way to know that until you look into it, but I'm going to give you a hint in a second. First, let's look at Elmont. Elmont is really doing well, and there's a reason for that because they announced they're finally putting in a Long Island Railroad stop when they build the new stadium. But let's look at everything that's recently sold in Elmont, and you'll see the opposite end of this spectrum. Elmont. There's going to be a lot more properties in Elmont for sale than in Old Westbury, that's for sure. So let's look at what's going on in Elmont. And I think you're going to see the opposite. You see very short days on market, and you're going to see properties that are selling at or above asking. Although a lot of people are asking a lot too much in Elmont now, I think. A lot of things have gone to the head. So I'm going to sort this by, what the hell is this? This didn't work out. This is only things that are for sale. It doesn't have things that are sold. Another thing, you cannot be misled by asking prices. Asking prices are irrelevant. I've seen people ask crazy prices in a lot of places. The only thing I really care about, I'm getting rid of available. I'm only going to do unavailable, which means they sold already. You got to look at what things really close for. Okay, again, you cannot be, oh, this guy's, I hear all the time, oh, this thing's worth so much because the guy around the corner is asking so much. That's irrelevant. What people ask is irrelevant. Doesn't mean it's right. You got to look at what things actually close for. Then you'll know what things are worth. Okie dokie, let's go here. I got a million results for things that sold in Elmont because there's a lot more houses in Elmont than there is in Old Westbury, that's for sure. So I'm going to sort by title date, which gives me the most recent. Well, first it gives me the one that sold the latest. Then I'm going to do it again, and it'll give me the most recent sales. Sorry, my computer is slow. And let's take a look at what recently sold. Any day now. Okay. 356 is cheap. This probably went above asking. Let's see. Got a tiny house in Elmont, 3 bedrooms, too bad. Asking 356, sold in 60 days at the same price. Needs some work. Oh, it's in an auction. Okay, interesting. Not a really good indicator. News Avenue, I think I knew this one. Asking 375, sold for 370. Took 6 months though. That's a long time. Must have been a crappy house, but okay. Let's look some more. Heathcote. Asking 439, sold for 391, on the market 77 days. Okay, some of these are in contract all the time. Over 347. Listed at 225, went for 347. Went for 50% above asking in 18 days on the market. Interesting. And this was an REO. Yeah. So, I mean, you're seeing opposite sides of the story here, right? Oakland Avenue, asking 449, went for 429, took 3 months. I thought I would see quicker. 415 went for 410 in 7 days. 7 days. So these are two opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Asking 449 went for 413, took 78 days. That's more of a typical drop, like a 4% drop. 354 went above asking, 5% above asking, 35 days on the market. So, I mean, that's how you know. But how do you really know if you want to know an area, what's going on? I'm going to show you. You got to ask the realtors who really know what they're talking about. How's the market? Now, here's the things to know about realtors. 99% of them don't know anything. They do less than 2 deals a year, and they're going to tell you how the market is based on their last deal, which could have been a disaster deal that is not indicative. But when you look here, yeah, look, you can search. You can look for market share. Again, you need multiple listing service access. I tell everyone they should be licensed. If you want more information about that, I've done videos. Everyone should be licensed. If you want to park your license with us, we don't charge a penny. If you bring a deal, you keep 100% of the commission, and we just take a few $100 fee for paperwork that we have to keep. But you have to get licensed because you need access to this. This is a multiple listing service. This is the worst multiple listing service, I think, in the country. I've seen a bunch of them. They just merged with one key so they get more area, but they kept the same system. It's not good at all. But one thing you can do is you can check market share. So let's say I'm looking in a city. I'm going to pick a city. Let's pick Amityville. We've done a bunch of deals in Amityville. We like it. I only want to look at who does deals in Amityville. I want closings that are a specific period. I want both sides. I don't care if they represent the buyer or seller. I want the top 5, and I want, let's say, last year. Okay, so let's say I want 1/1/2019 until now, and then I'm going to submit. Please select a class. What's a class? Oh, I want residential, right? I don't want land. I don't want anything else. Okay. So this is going to tell me the number 1 offices. Okay, the number 1 office, it did 32 deals in Amityville, Coldwell Banker, Harbor Light. Now I'm going to go in there and I'm going to see who really did those deals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few. See, the standard doesn't tell you who unless you get into it. I don't want to go through that. So I already have a column added called listing agent. So let me see who the listing agent is, and then I'm going to sort by listing agent. And I'm going to see that Gerald O'Neill did 2, 4, 6, 9 deals just in Amityville. Gerald O'Neill probably knows Amityville. Jennifer Ronzo did 4 deals, but they may have done a lot more deals in other places, but they know. Let me go back. So I would call Gerald O'Neill, and I would say, what's going on in Amityville? And he would say, if he was somebody who did Old Westbury, this is a disaster. And if it's somebody who's in Elmont, he'd say, market's hot as hell. That's somebody you can trust. So this guy's 20, Exit Family Realty to 20 units just in Amityville. Okay? It's the same thing. We're going to search, we're going to add listing agent. So I have it done, but you can just add, you can customize and add this listing agent field. And let's see who's done it. I'm going to sort by listing agent. And I'm going to see that Joanne Mills did 2, 4, 6, 7 deals just in Amityville. Jennifer Ronzo apparently moved offices because she did 2 deals there. Or maybe it was the other side. I don't know. That's how you find out what's going on in an area. You find the realtors who really do business and you call them up and you say, hi, I'm an investor. I'm thinking about getting into this area. They're all going to say, oh, yeah, great, amazing, do it. But you want to say, listen, I need to know, if when I'm pricing these things, what I'm looking at. And they'll tell you whether it's hot or not. Now, we're in the middle of this coronavirus thing, which could have a very detrimental effect on the market. Everything could be going down soon. I almost hope it does. Things are on their way down. People's perception is that they better sell. I think it'll be more deals for us. But that's my first cough in a long time. But the way to know is to speak to the agents that do a lot of deals in an area, in a city. Talk to them. Say, any advice for me? Anything I should be looking for? Any price point that you think I can sell to other investors if you're looking to wholesale? That's how you do it. That's how I do it. That's how I look at it. This is exactly how I look. But again, you need multiple listing service to do it. So it's hard to really analyze an area, right? But again, I stand by my statements. The upper end areas are going down and the lower end areas are doing well. You can check any area like this, you can do it and you'll see it. So that's it for now. I am going to make my thing bigger and sign out. Thank you very much. Hello?